You may think, just because we're looking at a little bit of WatchMojo, that this might actually be a Coney stream.
Fellas, you made a good choice clicking on this video.
But it's not. These guys make top 10 clickbait trash ass videos all the time. It is just regurgitated garbage, and I suck it all up. We're gonna watch the top 10 worst Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters and see if these gamers know what they're talking about. We're gonna look up the Luminosity Smash Vault tier list and make sure it's not just regurgitated garbage. Yeah.
To be clear, we're not saying these characters are inherently bad, they're just more difficult.
Huh? You put top 10 worst characters.
Pichu.
No. He does damage to himself.
Being Pikachu's pre-evolved form, Pichu has long been a difficult character to use successfully in Smash Bros. While essentially a clone of its larger cousin, Pichu has several major downsides. It's the lightest character in the game.
This dude's actually playing against bots right now. When was this video made? 6 days ago.
Pichu also takes damage from its own moves that use electricity, which only makes you likely to get KO'd that much faster. While its speed and combo potential are great, Pichu remains a risky choice since you're forced to play aggressively to prevent getting injured too much.
Forced to play aggressively? I don't know, man. I feel pretty cornered when I fight Pichu. What the heck?
And most of the time, you'll just end up yelling at the screen, "Stop hitting yourself!"
Nope, don't do that. You think they're gonna put Sephiroth on this list? Noah, you're smoking crack.
Simon.
Nope.
The Belmont clan may be skilled at hunting
Clan? That was a family.
vampires, but Simon, as well as his Echo Fighter Richter, aren't so great in Smash Bros. Simon is fantastic at keeping his opponents at bay with a multitude of long-range attacks. However, the flip side of that coin is that his close-range game is weaker, and he often struggles to escape combos. Simon's recovery options aren't the best either, as his uppercut has good vertical, but poor horizontal movement. Simon may be packed with holy water, but winning with him often requires a minor miracle or a very skilled player.
You hear that? Every Belmont player is very skilled. Look, he's bad. He just
Olimar.
lost to Incineroar. Olimar! I have a whole rant about why Olimar is for babies.
This Pikmin star can be a difficult read for his opponents.
Why?
Using his little Pikmin, you can stack damage passively while also camping from a distance.
Yep.
However, while it's tough for your foes to keep track of your Pikmin, it's often hard for players to keep track of them themselves.
No, it's not, unless you're colorblind.
Olimar is a very technical character, which makes the
These videos are made to make people upset, and it's working. Dude, your options are color-coded for you.
learning curve for getting good with him significantly higher than most other fighters. This, plus his small size and lightweight, help make Olimar an unpopular character to play. By the time you've figured him
Unpopular
out,
'cause he's
you'll
fucking
probably
lame.
have been KO'd.
Mii
Mii
Swordfighter.
Swordfighter.
Yeah, Mii Swordfighter is kind of dog, I'm not gonna lie.
Mii fighters in general can be pretty hit or miss characters thanks to their customizable movesets, but our pick for the worst goes to the Swordfighter. Despite some good range specials and arguably the best recovery moves among the Miis, Swordfighter has some fatal flaws.
Let's see.
Namely, their smash moves are kind of laggy and other sword users outclass them with range and power. Additionally, despite access to some decent specials, many of them are just inferior versions of other characters' moves. Although a skilled duelist can wield the Mii.
Ooh, a skilled duelist, how posh. Okay, like, I agree that Mii Swordfighter is like one of the worst characters, but it's not for the reasons that he said. I feel like every other character has like a scrapping kill move, and just Mii Swordfighter just doesn't have that
Min Min.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna punch my screen.
Now, to be fair, Min Min is actually a rather good character to play. Not as.
To be fair, Min Min is actually a really good character to play.
Why is she here then? Well, because much like Meta Knight in Brawl, Min Min is so annoying to fight against. Her long arms can hit you from across the stage, which forces players into playing around her instead of against her. The game becomes less fun to play when you're fighting Min Min, and that qualifies her for being among the worst in our book.
I see.
I get it now.
We're shifting the goalpost a little bit and adding words. because yes, she is one of the worst characters to fight against, which I suppose is like the worst. You could say top 10 worst characters and put every top tier with this logic.
Wii Fit Trainer.
Let's work on your balance.
Just not true.
No other fighter moves quite like Wii Fit Trainer. This helps make them one of the most difficult characters to learn. Although they have some strong smashes and decent range, Wii Fit is one of the floatiest characters in the game despite their weight class. That slow airspeed makes them a target in mid-air and easy to send flying. While Wii Fit is admittedly better in Smash Ultimate, you'd probably be better off saluting the sun on your own time than using them in a match.
I'll go outside joke. Dude, there was like a match or two played with Wii Fit and they just submitted that. So Wii Fit's bad because she's weird and floaty? Okay.
King DDD. Heavy characters tend to be really bad in fighting games, and King DDD is no exception. Although his recovery options are better than most beefy characters, there's no denying that Kirby's nemesis is just too slow. His projectile move, the Gordo Throw, can also
be... how can you say DDD is of the top 10 worst characters when you can have this on your screen at any given moment?
The gluttonous troll of a penguin monarch can swing big, but
damn, he hates this guy.
He misses too often to be called good.
Top 10 list feels like how I usually write a 5-paragraph essay. It's like you have like 3 or 4 good points and then you just filler the rest. That is actually such a good analogy.
King K. Rool.
You Jim. Yeah, King K. Rool.
From one thick king to another, King K. Rool does have some advantages compared to other heavyweights, such as his counter ability, super armor on his belly, as well as decent range and recovery.
Yo, this is a level 11 Zero Suit CPU. Did she just hit falling up air grab?
Option, as well as decent range and recovery options. However, K. Rool also has one of the biggest hitboxes in the game, making him a...
It's Hurtbox. Ha!
What's worse is the lag on many of his moves, which leaves the big croc open to being counterattacked if he misses. A king he may be, but K. Rool is usually ruled over by most other fighters.
It's weird how on a little section about how K. Rool sucks, he's up in stocks versus the Zero Suit. In fact, by like 2. Okay, well that's not really... He's combo food. And that's the only thing that really makes K. Rool that bad. And you know what? I'm starting to think K. Rool's not as bad as the people say. Little
Mac. He may be a champ in the ring, but he's not fighting Glass Joe anymore. Admittedly, Little Mac has great running speed and his punches on the ground are incredibly fast and hard-hitting as well. However, when it comes to anything off the ground, Little Mac is pretty terrible. His aerial attacks are poor, and if he's knocked off the stage, you may as well just give up, because he's probably not gonna make it back.
No, he's got one of the best recovery in the games.
While that's a non-issue on some stages, in competitive play, Little Mac too often fails to punch above his weight.
Bro doesn't know how to recover. I can't. The real reason why Little Mac is bad is because he doesn't get follow-ups off a grab.
Ganondorf.
Not much explanation needed. You could say this in any Smash game, you'd probably be right.
According to most metrics and tier lists you'll find, Ganondorf is the worst character to play in Smash Bros. Ultimate.
The worst character to play? This guy hates fun.
Link's arch enemy hits incredibly hard, with some of his attacks doing some of the most damage in the game. However, not only is Ganondorf slow, he also struggles to put together combos. His recovery from getting knocked off stages is poor, as is his range of his attacks. Ultimate is a fast-paced game, and Ganondorf is stuck in the slow lane with every other character leaving him in the dust.
Fastball, you fool, you could have lived. A King K. Rool main, I 100% disagree. My friends all fear me when I play him. This guy gets it. This guy knows.
Be sure to check out these other fun clips.
So now let us reference the list, because he put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 of the bottom tiers are there. Mid-tier, mid-tier, high mid-tier, or just high tier. We'll call that high tier. A tier. Okay. Cool. So now we're gonna make our own, the number one worst character to play as, Banjo-Kazooie. Now let me explain. He's not a really bad character, but he's not great. He's $6, and that's what makes him absolutely awful. He is not that good, so you wasted your money, and he's not that fun, so you wasted your money, and he's not that fun to fight, so nobody's gonna want to play your Banjo. This is the worst guy ever. We're keeping in theme with the video. We are gonna put some dog characters in there because that's what we do. First, Little Mac, for the reasons I said. Bro just doesn't have a good grab. He's a boxer, which makes sense, but he's not that good. Piranha Plant, oh true, Piranha Plant doesn't have moves. I could go on an entire rant about Piranha Plant. Should I do it? I'm gonna do it. Every character's like forward air is generally fast, and like a good forward air is like fast, used to combo, great in the nooch. Piranha Plant doesn't have that. So you'd think he would have a fast back air to compensate for his slow forward air, like characters like Toon Link or Ganondorf or Incineroar, characters that have like good aerials. Asterisks on that sentence. But no, his back air is also slow and kind of doo-doo. So that's pretty stupid. His up air is like really fast. That's his fast aerial. So is down air, but the hitboxes are about this big. So, and his nair is laggy and awful. So trash. Just no aerials on the character. No moves. His ground moves. So if he's got a bad air game, he should have a pretty good ground game, right? All of his A buttons suck. There is no range on any of them, or they have lag, or they don't combo, or all of the above. His jab's good. That's pretty nice. A nice little frame 2 jab that goes about this far. It's reliable. You know, the gentleman's good. So he makes up for it with his slightly above average specials. Patooey being the most cracked move ever. His recovery is doo-doo. The Poison Cloud is not great. The down B is a gimmick. Patooey's broken. So there you go. That's my rant on Piranha Plant. If we're ranking these, it's 2 for Piranha Plant. He's just not a good character.
I'm all done.
Thank God.
We gotta have some controversial opinions in there to make people rage about this, okay? Hero is one of the worst, top 10 worst characters because he requires literacy, which is an insane time sink. By the time you learn how to speak and read the language, you just need to read it. By the time you learn to read the language, you're already on to the next Smash game. Oh, no brainer. I read online that Zero Suit sucks a lot, and she is the worst character in the game, and nobody plays her either. She's got no good reps. Can you fast forward this?
This character sucks. Oh my god!
Dude, I didn't even get to the point I was trying to make, and Light on the couch said this character sucks. And then he just loses, dude. Hear me out, all right? It's Sora, and not because he's bad, it's because he has the highest chance of getting you bullied. You won't even want to go back to the tournament. And Sora is difficult too, and you have to pay for him. Dr. Mario is pretty bad. I think he's kind of trash. He's just a bad character, not viable at all, nothing whatsoever. Mii Swordfighter, another awful character, just not good, not viable whatsoever. All right, we need one last character, guys. Sonic literally always gets second. How is he top tier if he never wins? Oh, you're right. You know, it's weird that every time I watch Sonic VOD, it's Sonic losing, and he's really fast and hard to control. Yeah, that's a checkmate atheist right there. It's Sonic. These are the 10 worst characters to ever grace this hellscape of an excuse of a game made by none other than Sakurai himself. There you go. That is the top 10 worst Smash Ultimate characters of all time. There's the list again. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the video. Comment characters that you think would actually go on the list for top 10 worst, and actually maybe just copy and paste some of these comments from the original video because that would be funny. I'd like that.